And they work actually for the University of Wageningen as well. So they are separate units, the Saba Bank units, and they work together very close with the Wageningen University. That's also where they get their fundings. That's where the boat is paid from. And that's what they do for research. So they do shark tagging. We have noise loggers for big marine mammals. They do fisheries monitoring. They often go out with the fishermen to measure the fish on the boat to see what the bycatch is. They do fish dissection on the boat, and they check the populations of the redfish and the lobsters. Our fishermen have gentlemen.
My name is Fleur. I'm the lab manager here. So it's nice to meet you all. So basically, our lab is all about reef grazers. And that's because we have all that nice coral out around Saba. And it's being overgrown by macroalgae, which is marine plants. And so we look at different ways to prevent the macroalgae from overgrowing the coral through the use of grazers. So we have a couple of different projects running here. Our most long-standing project is on Diadema, which is the long-spine black sea urchin. And if you look behind you in that bin on the right, there's actually some of our babies. We aquaculture them ourselves. So I don't know. There, sorry guys. It's a little tight fit. So these little urchins, we actually grew them from larval eggs. And the idea there is basically being able to restock them. So in the 80s and then again in 2022, these urchins got disease and a lot of them disappeared from our reefs. And they're actually a very important species because their disappearance coincides directly with the increase in macroalgae around Saba. And so they're very important for clearing the reefs and keeping them healthy, basically. We're looking at these guys, we're trying to restock them, but we're also doing some other projects to try and look at alternative grazers, so other species that are present here that could do the same thing. So one of them is the king crabs, which you guys already saw there on the left, right there. Those are also grazers, and they're also of interest. However, they're omnivores, so we're doing some experiments to see if we would put out the king crabs with one of our other grazers, if they will eat the algae or if they'll eat our other grazer, because of course that would defeat the purpose a little bit. We're also trying to grow the king crabs a little bit, so we have some little king crabs in there. I can't take you guys in there, unfortunately, that's larva room. Larvae are very sensitive to sunscreen, shampoo, all that kind of stuff. And right now we're also transitioning, we're cleaning up for the next larval run.
My name is Gavin Harvey. I learned about coral reefs today.
My name is Brian Collins. I come to Saba to learn about the marine protected area and coral reef.
My name is Azrael Bell. I came to Saba to learn about marine life.
My name is Alston Warner. I came to Saba to learn about the marine life.
My name is Sharon Warner, and I came to Saba to learn about the marine protected lives and also the coral reefs. And I think it's a pretty idea that I came. I enjoyed it, and I look to come back next time.
My name is Lana Warner, and I was so impressed about this trip to come to Saba because I've never been to Saba before. So I came here today to learn about the coral reef and the marine protected area.
Hello, my name is Ashadi Duncan, and I came to Saba to learn about their marine protected areas. And two highlights of this trip so far has been the conservation session, where I learned about the coral restoration work that they're doing here, and also visiting their research lab where they have nursery for the diadema, crabs, and whelks.
My name is Shikola Wilson, and we're here today in Saba where we learned about the marine protected areas. We learned about the various species of coral reefs. We learned about coral reef restoration.
Yeah, this is Trevor, an active member of the Capisterre Fishermen Marketing and Supplies Cooperative Society. And I'm thankful for this trip. It's my first time to Saba as well. And I've learned about marine protected life and also coral reefs and the preservations of the sea.
My name is Victor Pereira, and I came to Saba to learn about the marine life and different species, and I also learned that how Saba is a volcanic island.
My name is Melanie. I'm here at Saba. What I learned is I learned about the sea eggs. Sea launch. I learned about the sea launch. First time I see such small sea launch and these bigger ones. First time in my life I ever see them so big. And that's what I learned about today. And I was so glad that I'm here. Thank you.
My name is Kenneth Millard. Yeah. I've been with you before. I come back again on a trip concerning the marine resource and everything. And we learned a lot. It was a good experience, and I hope it could happen again.
So what we do is on that cart right behind this gentleman here, we have those little towers, and the two in the front, we put 5-micron filters, and the one on the other side has a 1-micron filter. Yeast particles are between 4 and 6 microns in size, so we're able to filter 99% of the yeast out of the beer. That allows it to be stable sitting at a room temperature. It also keeps it from going bad. It keeps the spoilage. That's our final process until packaging. When we package, we either put into these 20-liter kegs, which weigh about 55 pounds, or we put them into cans. The cans that you see there, we get from Canada. Reason we chose that particular supplier is that they use a very eco-friendly process, so all of the ink that's directly on the aluminum does not have to be stripped off before it can go into recycling. If you have the cans with the paper labels around them, or like a glass bottle with the paper, that paper has to be removed before you can recycle it, so it's one more step. They have to burn it off. So that's why we went with that particular can supplier. And the other thing you'll notice is we've got those lids on top. Those are biodegradable, reusable lids. So if they end up in a landfill 11 months, they completely go away to nothing, and they're made 100% out of recycled materials. So that kind of leads me into one of our main philosophies. Being that we also have the dive shop, we're very eco-conscious here. We want to make sure that everything we do it as good as possible so that we don't make a big environmental impact. CO2 is a necessary gas that we have to use through our processes. But if you see this little device right here, this is a variable pressure relief valve, also called a spunding valve. This allows us to actually, at the end of the brewing process, we're able to crank down the pressure and carbonate the beer with its own off gas instead of having to pump CO2 into it at the end. So that saves about 80% of our CO2 consumption of a typical brewery. If you didn't have this, then you would have to pump all that CO2 in there to carbonate your beer.
Good day, Bennett. But the experience in Saba was something which was really an eye-opening experience in terms of the pristine conditions of their reefs and their marine life. One of the things which impressed us the most was really the culture and the mindset of the people who believe in conservation, who believe in protecting their marine environment. It's something that we really need to copy and introduce in St. Kitts.
Today I came to Saba and learned about the coral reef and marine environment.
Today was a pleasure for me to be in Saba with the Capisterre Fishing Corp, where we learn about the coral reefs, the aquaculture projects, and the marine environment. And also we did have the opportunity to dive on some of the reefs where there was abundance of life, and the size and different species of fish that we saw was very interesting.
My name is Ira Marshall from the Capisterre Fishing Cooperative. I'm here at Saba right now exploring the marine reserve, and I think it's a good idea for the government in St. Kitts to implement the fishing marine reserves so that there could be a better livelihood for fishermen in the long future.
Yeah, Darwin Francis here in Saba today. We had a few trips. We had one in Stacia, concerning the marine conservation areas. Stacia, back home in St. Kitts, and today now in Saba. Well, Saba is not too bad. The reef them have little life. Seen some parrotfish, which is good. A good amount of parrotfish is good. Because the parrotfish is good to keep the reef alive and all that. But because the climate change playing a big role in terms of the fishing industry and all of that. So we do keep things more positive and find more means and ways to save our marine life, as we go forward for the future, for tourism and all that. Thank you.
I'm Richard Dorset from the Capisterre Fisherman Corporation. First and foremost, all praises unto the Almighty Father, Jah Rastafari, for bringing us here safe. I want to say thanks to the grantors once more again for giving us the opportunity to come on to Saba and even exchange some knowledge with other fishermen and visiting the marine park. I want to thank Mully Media again for always making time to show up and document these kind of things so that in the future we could always look back and learn from them. And I want to thank our project manager, Miss Kizzy, for making all this possible. You understand? So I just want to thank everybody from the CAP for being here.